Okay, so now what I'm gonna do. I'd like to just clean this up a little bit because it doesn't look that great. Like, it's kind of okay, but we got problems. So let's see, things that are bugging me. The top of the head bugs me. Just all this geometry is kind of like, no, it's not nice and even, not pretty. Let's do the first thing I'm gonna do. Let's start looking for problems like n-gons. If I'm looking for n-gons, if I go into select, there's a thing here called selection use constraints. And when I'm in use constraints, right now it says nothing, current, and next. And then I've also got to make sure that I'm on faces. When I'm on faces, then you see the menu changes here. And I'm going to look for n-sideds. And let's just drag over it. And I usually always put on my move tool, and that kind of shows me where my n-gons are. So there's one nasty one right there. Okay, I'm just going to get the multi-cut out, and let's go like this. Book. That one's an easy one. Okay, that's working. And then there's another one over here in the front of the face that I didn't know. Oh, it's probably the one in the nose. The nose and the eye. Okay. Yeah, so that's no big deal. But if I do want to clean them up, let's go like this, object mode. Let's see if I can figure them out. So if I zip over this way. Okay, the eye, multi-cut. And what the hell's that? There. Okay, that looks like I got it. There's one little thing right here. Boop. No one's going to notice these things. I could have left that, but whatever, I didn't. What about the nose here? So there's a bad one in the nose, but just before I do that, why does my cursor keeps holding on to that when I do this? I don't like a couple of things in here. Let's get rid of this for the moment. I'll hit close and reset, and I'll come back to it. I know that the nose is the problem. I'm just going to get my multi-cut tool, and there's a point here that's got 6 edges coming into it. Actually, maybe I can show that too. I keep staring at it. I can see it. It's screaming at me. But if I go in here to select, use constraints, this isn't a big deal. Not everybody has to worry about this, but just to show you for whatever the hell, current and next. If I go to vertices, and I go down here to geometry, neighbors, active. So I go like this, and okay, 0 neighbors minimum. I'm gonna go up, and I'll hit minimum. What do we want to find? Let's find 5. Okay, maximum 5 now. Now we have to go minimum 5, and then maximum whatever. Okay, and I'll drag across here, and it's going to find all of my poles. There's a bunch of 5s. Actually, let's go up to 6. Dook. And there's a couple of points here that have 6 on them. There's one behind the ear, and I could spend some time figuring those ones out. No one's going to notice those. This one around the nose here bothers me, though. It just doesn't make the nostril look very good. But I notice there's 2 of them. Actually, I'm just going to double check. Actually, 2 back here. Actually, there's 4 vertices. There's another couple in here. I'm just going to hit... Oh, it's because probably this 4 right here, the vertices select, is probably because I have an instance on. So there's just 2. And I can clean those up later. This is the one. These are the ones I want. In particular, that one bugs me. So I'm just going to go and get the multi-cut tool. Got from here to here. And I'll just kind of pop the loop in there. Take that one, put it there. And then if I go over here and I put this from here to... Oh, you bastard. That point right there. Okay, that's going to be nicer. And for some reason it decided to go right through it. And there's a problem back there. I'm just going to see if I can select those because those look problematic. And I can't select those because I have... well, I don't know why I can't select those. I'm going to turn this vertice thing off. Close and reset. Grab those. And got the move tool on so I can see... deselect all these vertices here. I'm just going to do a quick little merge the center trick. There. And let's get rid of this edge. And as I zip over here, I can see I got a triangle right here. I'm just going to delete that. And then I'll pop a loop here. There. And that should clean it up. And when I hit 3, it's just going to, that looks a bit better. Okay, it's got a bit better of an angle. And I look at this one, I'm seeing kind of similar problems. I'm just going to take this edge. Maybe when I went and I spun those here, they're not doing quite what I was hoping. I'm just going to delete that one. Just hit 1. And I'll get the multi-cut tool out. Remember, I'm being really picky about this, so this isn't something everybody has to worry about. I could have got the job done, but there. Okay, and dook, boink. And anything else? I kind of feel like this would look better. I'm going to use the insert edge loop, and I'm going to hold down Shift. Oh, Shift. Boink. There. And now when I hit 3, yeah, that rounds out just a little bit better. There. And I could spend more time on this, but that just feels better, and I'm happy. And what do we got? We got this face up in here. This is a nasty little end gun, but at the same time, no one's ever going to see this. I could hit it with triangulate. I could hit it with a bunch of different things. Maybe just for a quick excuse, I'll hit it with poke. That puts a vertex in the center, makes everything triangles. Don't pick your triangles out of your nose. Leave your triangles alone. Okay, let's just go and delete the history. And that's looking better. Okay. And is there any other end guns? No. What else is bothering me here? As I'm working on this, I kind of notice that I don't like the geometry up here. Again, if I put hair on this, no one's going to see. But let's go like this. I'm going to take these two pieces here, and I'm going to go mesh, combine. It's an instance. It made the instance disappear. I got this little thing that's polyunite. I'm just going to delete the history. Right now, these two pieces are still separate. Okay, and double click and pull it apart if you want to. So I'm going to go in here to edit mesh. I'm going to hit merge. And let's see how that worked. You can see there's a bit of a problem right here. Something just when it's smooth that didn't quite hit it. So I'm just going to take the merge or the threshold and pop it up just a bit. What I just did was when I did this, I highlighted it. I held down Control and I middle clicked, and that gave me a finer tune on here, so I don't merge too many vertices. You got to keep an eye. Like corner of the eyes is really bad. Oh, there it is. There's that problem. There, got that. And this is still a problem. I suspect I can kind of see the problem right here. You can see the seam, how it's working. It's just actually these two vertices right here are too far away from each other. I didn't snap them to the center. So with those selected, usually I put on the move tool, make sure I don't have anything else selected. And I go in here and I hit merge again, just two vertices automatically weld together. Okay, and let's just hit 1. And I can see everything's kind of looking, like I said, a little bit cranky up here, my geometry. Actually, I can kind of see something else too I don't like. I want to have more geometry going right through here, but I'll come back to that in a second. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a vertice right here in the head, and I'm going to go grow selection. I'm holding down Control, right-clicking. That lives under Select, Grow. And the hotkey is Shift greater than on your keyboard. And I can go in here and hit G a few times. And I can get that whole top of the head. Let's see, that's looking pretty good. How about right there? Okay, and I'm going to leave this section in the front of my face alone. So I'm just going to deselect here. Leave those alone, because those are looking pretty good. This stuff over here is looking a little cranky. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go under Surfaces, and there's this thing I love called the Sculpt Geometry tool. I'm just going to put that on my shelf. Okay, and when I double click on it, I get this tool. This is similar but different than all these sculpting tools they have here. One of the things you can't do with these sculpting tools is there's a flood button on selected vertices. So this is a little trick. I can go over here and I put it on relax and I hit fluid. Okay, flood. And there, it's kept the shape and it's evened out my geometry. Or it tried to keep the shape. It looks like it had some problems over here. Maybe I wasn't paying attention enough. Let's undo that. This is not too bad right here. So what I might do is just switch, and here, let's deselect. Yeah, I should, as I'm trying to do this, let's just world X. Okay, and that looks like it should be okay. Go back to the sculpt geometry tool with this and hit fluid. There. And it tries to keep the shape. Actually, maybe it's not doing that great of a job right here. What if I go back to object mode and I've got this on? Let's go and make the brush bigger. It's got a symmetry mode down here in stroke. There's a reflection. So I can come in here. Let's turn off this symmetry because they might feed back on each other and cause problems. Okay, so that kind of evens it out and makes my geometry just a little bit prettier. I've got another trick for doing this too, but I'll save that for a later date. And let's just see. I'm just going to make my brush a bit bigger, smaller. Okay, but there we go. It's looking even and, yeah, just a bit more palatable for me. Feels almost like I need some more geometry in some places here. Like, when I look at this, it just feels like it's not round enough or something. Feels like the ear's a little bit too far back. Let's close this down. Whoop. And let's go to the side view. And it feels like the ear just is too far back. Let's go in here and I'm going to get the vertices. I'm just going to get my lasso out. And that's the paint selection. That's the lasso. Lasso. Actually, I should almost do a pronounce on that. And also, I should point out that here's a wonderful little reference here when you're looking at your anatomy, trying to figure it out. Okay, how things should look. This is on Sketchfab. I think it's great. Anyway, boop. Now I'm just going to take the move tool. I'm just going to turn on soft selection, just a little bit soft, so it's not making the geometry too crunchy. There, that just feels a bit better. Okay. And even though it feels like there's just some like neck problems or something here too, even though it's supposed to be like she's like a little kid. Okay, that looks better. And what else? And if I do that one and I go and grab that one, just gonna scale those in a bit. That's not looking very good. How about there to there? Anyway, I can fix some of the stuff when I'm over in ZBrush. And what else about this? 13-minute mark. Okay. Actually, I'm just going to go back to the brush again. And let's make sure I'm in custom. Okay, and I do have it's on symmetry. I'm just going to go in here and sculpt this down a bit and relax some of these here. And they look better, more comfortable with themselves. Okay. Make the geometry kind of pretty. Okay, and I'll call that good right there. Okay, that's looking better. And actually, I can go small and maybe some of the stuff right here. Oh, yeah. This relax brush is not bad. It's pretty good. It makes this look prettier. But how about this? Let's get into the tool here, and I'm going to go back to the pull. Okay, see a little arrow pulling out. I'm just going to make the brush a bit bigger. Now, there's a little arrow on this. The arrow, you can just kind of see when I'm here, there's a little white kind of arrow that's pulling out, and that shows you how far it pulls out. That is, where is it, your maximum displacement. And you can change this slider here and then go back here and it's really small, go over here, it's really big. The hotkey is M. Oh crap. When I'm over here and I hold down M, whoop, I can quickly change it, and that shows you how far it's going to pull those vertices out. So as I pull that out, and in this case here, let's go and take a look. I'll get that reference image. I'll just hit H, bring it back. There's that image right there, and you can kind of see I'm looking at that 3/4 view going, oh, I totally missed it. Let's take this, and I'm going to go here and hit select. I just right clicked and I'll hold down shift. That smooths it back. Okay, and then down here it feels like that needs to bulge out a bit there. Smooth it back. Oh, that's close. And here I'll take that forehead, pull it out a bit, smooth it back. And I'm just smoothing, not relaxing in this case here. So that kind of deforms, it pushes the mesh back, where relax tries to keep the shape. And here I'm just going to make my brush a bit smaller. And I'll pull along here. Great. And then hold down shift and kind of like a poor man's ZBrush. Even though Maya is the first one to come up with something like this. Yeah, this is kind of like a poor man's ZBrush now. There, and that looks a little bit too jowly or something like that. Maybe I'll do something like, actually I'll save that for ZBrush. Let's see what happens when I hit 3. I go and deselect it. It's better. Still needs some work. Actually, the cheekbones here suck. That should bulge out more there. And that should needs to go back a bit. Don't forget that you can just go in here and grab vertices, and if you had this thing on, the symmetry is going to be off a little bit, okay, because I've been sculpting. And there, push that in a wee bit, maybe take this and pull that out. Maybe I'll just do something like this. Come on. And you can see right here the symmetry didn't work anymore. It's because I've been sculpting. Whenever you sculpt, it always seems to go off. Okay, and that's why I don't like the symmetry option up here. But I can just go ahead and delete half this model and bring it back. And what are we at? 16-minute mark, 17-minute mark. Anything else I want to do? Last little finishing touches here for the head. Oh, you can see when I did that, the eyes, they're bulging out again. Here, I'm just going to grab a vertice and I'll pull this out a little bit. I shouldn't do that one. Maybe if I take the inner one. I'm just going to use the arrow key, and that moves. Sometimes I'm noticing this tool is too sensitive. If you use the arrow keys on the keyboard, you can kind of walk across your mesh. And here again, you see it didn't work. So that freaking symmetry thing sucks. I prefer to go over to ZBrush very soon. The last thing I want to do here is... Actually, that's kind of interesting. There, double click, delete, and here, let's switch that freaking tool off there, and double click, delete, turn off my soft selection. Let's delete that thing. Okay, I need a mouse sock. The mouse sock, all I have to really do is go in here, and I should double check, make sure my edges are okay here, they haven't merged together. I'll take this edge, hold down shift, double click. And I'm going to hit Control E to extrude. Switch this from local to global. Push it back a little bit. Okay. I'm just going to hit 1 so I can kind of see what's really going on here. And maybe I'll scale them away from each other a little bit. Okay. Let's go and extrude again. And switch this little click here. Turns it from local to global. You could just hit the move tool and do the same thing. Okay, that's not looking too bad. A little bit funky, but no one cares. Okay, and let's go and hit Control E. This time I'm just going to use the Move tool. Just switch to the Move tool, and I'm just going to hold down J and book, flatten it. And if you want to, you can insert edge loops afterwards, give this a bit more geometry. And then I'll do another extrude. If I got it, there we go. Whoop. Okay, and then right back here, if I want to fill this in quickly, what I might do is just grab my append to polygon tool. I'm going to append from here to here. Great, enter. I'll grab any component around this hole here, and I'll go mesh, fill hole. Okay, and then to kind of finish this off, let's move this over here so I can see it. If I go and I get the multi-cut tool. Come on. And there. And that's working out. And Come on. There's one more. Okay, and so that's my mouse sock in here. I can pop in a few more of these in here. I'm just holding down Control. Remember, if you want to see all the hotkeys for the multi-cut tool, just go into the, right down here, the keyboard shortcuts, and you'll see what I was doing. And, boop. Okay, and if I want to, some of these things don't seem that even. We can go in here afterwards, and I'll do it. Actually, I'll show it after I go and I mirror it. Anything else? No, that's good. Delete the history. Let's go to the front view, and I'm just going to make sure that everything's lined up here. Let's turn off the reference images, and the grid's off in this view, so I'm just going to turn that on again for a second. Let's hit 4, and you can actually almost see right away that there are some vertices here that are off, like right there. Okay, those aren't totally on the center, and I think I showed in an earlier video how I would fix this. Is on the move tool, if you hold down W and you left click, there's keep spacing. So keep spacing is off. So if I hold down X, dook, they'll all snap to the grid like that. And that's going to make your life easier for when you mirror it. So if I go up and I hit mesh and mirror and mirror here, look, world X, going to the negative direction. I don't like the automatic. I like custom. I like it at 0.001. I hit mirror, boop, and it mirrored it across, and everything's sealed up. And if I hit 3 and I hit 5 just to see what's going on, I don't see any weird little lines in the center anywhere. I don't think any vertices accidentally merged together. Yeah, some of the stuff, like, I'm going to sculpt that and fix it. What else? Anything else in here? Oh, the mouse sock. Let's go back into the mouse sock here. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to get, say, this edge to this edge, double click, hold down Control, go to vertices. That's under select, convert selection to vertices, Control F9 is the hotkey. Okay, and let's just hit 4 so I can see what the hell I've got. And I've totally missed. I wanted something in the back of the throat here. So let's just do that. I'll grab that one and I'll go grow selection, grow. Right to there. That should be more than enough. And I'm going to go to this tool again, Sculpt Geometry tool, relax, hit Flood. Actually, I'll just reset the tool, hit Flood, and there. Now everything's quite even in that mouse sock, and the shape is easy to deal with. And anything else about this? I think, oops, I think that I'm going to call this done for now. And let's hit 5. And then I'm going to take this thing over to ZBrush and start to tweak it up. Let's just hit 1 and kind of look at the geometry. It looks relatively even all over the place. Yeah, so that's good enough for now. And that's 24 minutes. Stop.